Hey guys, it's Rachel and welcome back to another video, and today I'm doing another heroic video because of all of you guys' wonderful requests. So today I decided I wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of a tutorial on how to build a deck in heroic. You don't have to follow this exactly. Like, if you want to make a deck full of a ton of gadgets, go for it. Maybe it will work really well, maybe it won't work at all. Maybe you want a deck full of heroes. Sure, I mean, it'd probably work. But this is just the baseline of a deck, and it usually works pretty well, so I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Now, the main thing to making a deck, first of all, is the deck composition. So, in Heroic, there are heroes and there are gadgets. In set 1, currently gadgets aren't, like, the most powerful things, but I think later sets, you'll be able to completely make a deck out of gadgets, or maybe make a deck completely out of heroes. But currently I think that heroes are a better thing to depend on, so I like to run about 25 heroes and then around 15 gadgets. Starting with the heroes in set 1, there are 3 different levels. You have level 0s, level 1s, and level 2s. Currently the deck composition that works best is about around 5 to 10 level 0s, around 10 to 15 level 1s, and around 5 level 2s. So this is the Water, Fire, and Electric starter deck. I know that there's a little bit less level 2s because then it matches up better to the Nature, Dark, and Light deck. But this deck runs a 1 Power Tower. It runs 2 Electricians, 2 Flame Elves, 2 Drops. As you can see, I run about 5 to 10 level 0s. Level 0s are basically the things that you're going to play when you want to save up coins, but you still need a little bit of a shield. And they also have really good effects for letting you get cards into your hand, or to boost your heroes, or anything like that. So you're just going to have to see and depend on what kind of deck you want to build. For example, my Electrician allows me to get more electric element heroes into my hand. My Flame Elves allow me to draw more cards, and Drop allows me to summon level 0 water element heroes onto the grid from my deck. Now Power Tower allows me to just boost the attack and defense of my electric element heroes. Again, you're just gonna kind of have to read the effects and see what you want to put together. Now currently level 1s are the huge base to your deck. If you don't have good level 1s, it's just not going to be a great deck. So you want to make sure that you're having level 1s that are going to affect your deck a lot. So in the Water, Fire, and Electric deck, I run 2 Sea Explorers. Sea Explorers allow me to get water element heroes from my deck to my hand. For Thunder cards, I'm running 2 Thunder Apprentices, also allowing me to get Thunder class cards from my dungeon to my hand. Then a Thunder Mage and a Thunder Soldier. Fire element, I run 2 Stegosauruses because they are just really good shields because they have high defense, and they also can increase other defenses. And then a Molten Triceratops is just a very well-rounded hero and can also increase its attack. So when you're picking your level 1s, you first want to make sure that you have effects that work well together with the other effects of your level 1s and the rest of your heroes. But you also want to take a look at attack and defense. When picking level 1s, I would have a few of them that have equal attack and defense, or at least pretty close. These are just going to be kind of like the base level 1s of your deck, and are just going to be like a nice, just kind of like a statue of your deck. They're just gonna be reliable. Next, I would have ones that have higher defense, like the Stegosaurus, the Soldier, and Thunder Mage. Thunder Mage might not have a super high defense, but these other 2 are just huge blocks and are very hard for your opponent to get around. Now, the Water, Fire, and Electric deck doesn't have any or a lot of heroes that have really high attack that are level 1s, but I recommend adding a few of those in so you can get rid of your opponent's level 2s. Most likely I would end up using my Sea Explorer or maybe my Molten Triceratops in order to get rid of those high level 2s. Next is your level 2s. Currently, these are the only level 2s in the deck. You got an Aquamage and a Molten Tyrannosaurus Rex. In my opinion, Molten Tyrannosaurus Rex is the best level 2 in set 1 so far. The reason I put Aquamage in this deck is because it has very good synergy, so it works really well with other cards, because every time that it attacks, it lets you get 1 water element hero from your dungeon into your hand, and water element is going to be very, very good coming in set 2, just because of all the synergy it has, getting cards out of the dungeon and out of your deck and back into your hand. Tyrannosaurus Rex is very reliable because if you have more Molten class heroes on your side of the grid, you can more easily summon him. When you're choosing your heroes, what I recommend doing is laying out all your heroes and just seeing how many of each class and how many of each element you have, and see what effects work well together. And remember that you guys can have duplicates of cards up to 3, but make sure you watch the ban list video, which I'll leave in a card in the upper right hand corner of the screen, because some cards have limitations, like you can only have 2 of them or 1. That is it for heroes. Let's go ahead and move on to gadgets. There are 4 main types of gadgets. You have your magic, trap, arena, and equip gadgets. In my opinion, the arena gadgets are not really worth it to play in set 1 unless you're building a very heavy water element deck because of the underwater aqua temple. But I will say that every element here that is in heroic can be a very, very good deck. I just really like building water, so that's why I recommend it. But any element that you pick can be a very, very strong deck in heroic. If you don't play any arena gadgets, I recommend running 6 magic gadgets, 6 trap gadgets, and 3 equip gadgets. Now this can be changed depending on what you're building. I know that water and fire element have very strong equip gadgets, so those might be increased depending on what you like. If you're building something other than that, maybe it's not as smart of an idea to use the equip gadgets, but it's all up to you. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the magic gadgets. With gadgets, you basically just have to see what you're building and what effects the gadgets have. So I know that if you're building Moltens, Excavation is a very, very good card to have in your deck. It's going to allow you to move Molten class heroes from your dungeon into your hand. Superior Shield Crush is also a very, very reliable card. Just overall, it's going to decrease one of your opponent's heroes' defense by 100. It's a very, very good card. Highly recommend this. Probably one of the best cards in the game right now is Spellbook of Orvac. It allows you to summon 2 heroes in 1 turn, and it also combos very well with Enlightened Fairy. 2 cards are also very good. They're kind of just going to block your opponent for a while. So Magikarp Lullaby isn't quite as good as Golden Barrier because it only goes to one of your opponent's heroes and only lasts 1 turn. But Golden Barrier is a mega rare, so it's a lot harder to get, but if you get it, it's definitely like the best card in the game so far. Your opponent's not going to be able to attack for 2 of their turns. Gift of Healing is also a very reliable card. If you manage to get it, I would put as many as you are able to put into your deck. Treasure Reinforcement is going to allow you to draw more cards. Lucky Exchange is also another card that is going to get rid of cards from your opponent's hand and put them back into their deck. Worry lets you steal from your opponent's hand. It's a pretty good card depending on what your opponent is playing. Shooting Star is a very, very good card if you're running Constellations. It's going to allow you to summon Constellations from your dungeon. Blizzard I recommend using if you're running a water deck. And Last Chance is also a really good card. It isn't always that useful depending on how the game is going, but if your opponent has a ton of heroes on their side of the field and you don't have anything, or if you're just running low on heroes, this is a very good card to use. That's it for the magic gadgets. Next, for trap gadgets. Wooden Shield and Exchange both negate your opponent's attacks. Very, very good cards. I think that Exchange is slightly better, but Wooden Shield allows you to negate all the attacks out of all of your opponent's heroes. Level Drain is just an infinitely really good card. It's also a common, so it's pretty easy to get, but it just decreases all of your opponent's levels, your opponent's heroes' levels by 1. Broken One and Hidden Jail are both just negate cards. They're going to negate effects from your opponent. The rest of these cards are just going to be depending on what your opponent's playing and what you are playing, so you're just going to have to read the effects and see if you want to play them or not. Now for equip gadgets, Bubble Bazooka is probably the best equip gadget in the game. If you're building a water element deck, you're going to want to play 3 of these. It's just very, very good. Combustion Glove is probably the second best equip gadget in the game. Very good if you're running fire elements. All of these other equip gadgets right here are pretty good. It kind of, again, all of this depends on what you are playing. You're just gonna have to read the effects and see if it works well in your deck. So that is what I currently recommend for creating a heroic deck. Again, you guys don't have to follow these rules. This is just what I recommend. You can make a deck completely not following these rules, and it might work really, really well. I haven't ever tried it. This is just the rules that I usually use. But I hope this guys helped you. These are the starter decks, and they follow these rules pretty well. So if you guys want to check out the starter decks, I will leave them down in the description below, and you guys can go check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, leave a comment down below, letting me know what you guys want to see next. Subscribe for more awesome art videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.